Hey y'all, this is DaButcher, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the SuperBox S6 Max. Says it supports a 6K box. We have the gigabit Ethernet port, Wi-Fi 6, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of storage, over-the-air updates, and it says that it supports the H.265 codecs. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at it. We're going to unbox this and take a look at what we have before we get into the software on the box. So first, it's gonna comes in a nice box. It's going to be protected. It's got plenty of protection inside the box the way it's all laid out. The box, the frame of it is that it's a nice metal frame. It has a nice blue sheen on the Max. The Ultra has the gray look, and the Max is a blue, kind of a powdered blue look. But a nice metal box. It's got where it's going to be able to keep things cool. So we have the two external antennas on the back, so you're going to pick up really good Wi-Fi signal. Again, metal box, nice little frame. You got the clock on the front, and we got some vents there on the bottom to help keep things cool, as well as some vents on the one side. This side here, we have a micro SD card slot. We have a USB 3, as well as a USB 2, and a reset button. Going to the back, we have our DC plug where we're able to get power into it. We have a speaker and microphone jacks in there, as well as an HDMI, and there is your gigabit Ethernet port, as well as the optical cable if you want to connect your stuff up to that. So we can look in the box and see what else I think we got our basic things that we need to have. We have a HDMI cord, which I think this is about 3 foot of cord. We also get the power adapter that's going to plug into the wall with probably a good 3 foot of wire to go from the wall to your device. And we have a remote. Now this remote is actually pretty nice remote. It's got a good weight to it. It doesn't feel too cheap on it. I also really do enjoy, or I liked the rubber. It's got like rubber buttons on it, so it kind of has a nice sticky feel to it. So when you're moving around, you're able to feel where you're at on the remote. And again, nice click to the buttons. I did find that it had a very solid feel. Lots of that stuff. We also have the mouse toggle button on there, so we can turn mouse function on and off. You can see it's not too thin of a remote. Sometimes those Chinese remotes are really flimsy looking. You will need to purchase some AAA batteries, so you're gonna need to go ahead and get you a couple of those. They do not come in included in the box, so you're gonna have to get yourself some two batteries. We also have the instruction guide, which is very limited. Because as we're going to see, this does not take much setup. This setup is quick and fast. It doesn't take long at all for us to get set up. But we're going to check out this nice little box here and see what we think. All right, here we go. I'm setting it all up there so you can see what you get in the box. Nice little collection of goodies. So the first thing we're going to do when we first boot up the box, you're going to have to agree to a disclaimer, basically trying to say that, hey, whatever content that you access on the box is your responsibility. Also, I am connecting this through Ethernet port, and because I found it to just be easy for me to set up. This is the screen. You're going to be able to make the screen smaller or bigger, so depending on how it's fitting your TV, this is a simple little adjustment. You'll make it so that it fits your full screen and is not too big and not too small. This is the basic interface. You're going to have this little window over on the side that's going to change over time. We've seen this layout a lot with the Smarters boxes and stuff like their Smarters interface, but so you got the browser and your VOD and stuff like that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to want to go into the App Store. And in here we have the Google Play, and we also have the little Android guy. We're going to want to click on the little Android guy because we want to install the software. So it's a simple little click. It's going to download the APK and installation. You can see the icon has changed. So when we click into that, we're also going to get another little disclaimer saying, hey, whatever you install, that is on you. I think it's just a way the company's trying to protect itself. So we get into here. This is a third-party store. So this is their own little store that they have. Anything that you see that has the green check mark, that is stuff that is installed. Anything gray means you can install it. And if you happen to see like two little arrows on something that you have installed, it means it needs to do an update. You would just click it and it updates. So here I'm going ahead and installing the blue VOD, the blue TV. I'm also going to I installed the playback, which is catch-up, and I installed the backup TV, which is a separate service. So they kind of give you they basically give you two services. And as we look through some of this stuff that's on this list, you may be familiar with the TTV and stuff like that. The Netflix and Disney are kind of a modded version of Netflix and Disney. It's not the full version of it. I found them to be very difficult to run. So I didn't really show any of that, but because if you get in this box, you probably are not going to install that stuff, but you could through Apatoid. So you can see through all these. These are apps that you can install. If you get the Discovery, you would have to plug in your Discovery creds. So we're going to back out of that and take a look at the next thing. So we need to sync up when we click the LiveTV. What do we want? So when I click the plus, I'm able to add what I want to come open when I click the LiveTV. So I'm going to link that to the blue TV. And again, the little check mark tells you if I click it the second time, it basically unlinks it. You can see we have that there. So we're going to go to the VOD. So I hit the plus button. I need to go on down there to the blue VOD. So this is your TV shows, your movies, and stuff like that that's already aired. That is on there. And then we get to the playback, which I call catch up. Now on this one, I actually I clicked it, I linked it to blue VOD, but later in the video I will change that once I noticed that I had the wrong thing connected, because you can make changes. So we're going to go and I'm going to go ahead and add the backup TV to this tab also. So it gives me two options when I go into LiveTV, which thing I want to open. I'm not going to show really much on this, but you're going to get over 6,500 channels, as well as sports groups like your networks and stuff. The backup service, this is the backup, the second one, which is going to offer it's going to offer live TV as well as VOD, your movies and TV shows. Blue VOD, thousands of TV shows as well as over 10,000 movies are in there. Now you can see I've clicked on the playback, which is catch up. And then I noticed that I had the wrong thing added, so I'm going to click playback, and then I'm going to go down there to the blue VOD, and basically it removed it and added playback. Now playback is what I would consider catch-up. It's going to offer over 120 channels, including sports groups, your pay-per-view, stuff like that, and up to 6 days of recording. So it's going to have lots of stuff in there. So back into the App Store, and I'm going to install Fast, which this is their speed tester. We have to install a couple of the stuff that's linked to the toolbar down here. You do have to install Fast for the internet. I'm just going to take a look at how fast the internet runs, and I'm again linked into this is on Ethernet. Now I'm having to turn on the button mouse, which is a little arrow at the bottom of the OK button. You'll see it looks like a little arrow. I have to turn that on because some things on this, since they're Android, they need a touch screen. So this is where you're going to be able to use that little mouse toggle button, and clicked it, and you can see that it opens up. Now you can toggle that mouse on and off just by pushing the button. Very simple, but very handy when we're using Android apps, because some do need a touch screen of sorts. So we just use the mouse part of that. Taking a look at these are the things that I have installed on the device. You can install things from Apatoid TV. And I think this is when I realized that my Bluetooth was not on the remote. No, we're going to take a look at the system update. So this is if you download the zip file or the update, you would use this. You would download it and then click it. Most people, most circumstances, you're going to click on this one, the TV-ROM updater. Basically give permissions and it will check for updates. So this will do over-the-air updates. It's supposed to be keep things current. So if there's issues, they can fix it from the server, and you just basically click it and you're ready to go. Now, Apatoid, this is a third-party APK site. You can use this on a lot of Android devices, and it's going to give you a lot of modded versions or old versions of APK. Simple little search for it, and you can install it. So, great tool. Now, this is syncing our Bluetooth on a remote. We hold down the OK button and the back button, and then you will see that the light on the remote will flash, and then the remote is paired, so we do not have to be pointing at the device. It becomes a Bluetooth device. One thing to keep in mind when we're installing stuff via Google Play, because you can log into Google Play, some things will not show because this is not a certified device. So your Netflix, your Disney, you're not going to be able to install them via the Google Play. You may be able to get them from Apatoid, but they're going to be limited to quality and how that playback works. This here is some of the tool shortcuts. That was the file manager where we can move files around. This is kind of a clean sweep. It kind of removes old files. If you remove some of your shortcuts, it kind of clears that out. You have the speed test, uninstall apps. So if you have any apps that are installed and you want to uninstall them, and that's how you uninstall them. This was a little button that if you wanted to sync the Bluetooth. This here is a number assigned, so it's 10 more shortcuts that I'm able to assign. So I can make 10 items just by hitting one of the keyboard items, or like the one through 0. I can click it, and it will automatically launch one of those items. So you get 6 shortcuts on the main screen, and you would basically get 10 more because 1 through 0, you'll hit 10 more shortcuts. So nice little feature to be able to add multiple shortcuts items. I did like that. So here I'm going through and linking some of the items to the menu bar. You can put them on there, remove them. I did find that if you remove it, sometimes it won't let you put one on there until I did the clean. So I would remove an item, and then I would have to do that little broom, and it would clear some packages, and then I could reassign that shortcut. They do offer customer service through a QR code. You can go through that, and if you needed to contact the company of some sort, leave a message. Built-in Google Chrome is in this, and you will need the mouse toggle for that. So just keep that in mind that you're probably going to need that. So this is some of the information on the device. We can see 4 gigs of RAM on there. We can see the storage there is 52 gigs. So we can see that. We also, you would think that this would be a 64-bit device, but actually you need to install 32-bit APKs. And you kind of can see it in those 2 places there. Another thing that is kind of concerning with this that I found that I did not 265 playback. You can see there is no H.265 codec in amongst all the codecs, which means you can't play 4K through Plex or Kodi and stuff. But you can play 4K playback. It runs very smooth through YouTube. I watched some videos. I'm not going to play it here because I don't want to get a strike. This part I'm watching, I'm going ahead, which probably no other viewers, YouTubers are going to show. I want to try this with some emulation and seeing how it works. And in this one, I'm trying the PlayStation 1, Tekken 3, and you can see which emulator that I'm using, the E. Oh, it is supposed to be PSX. I got this misspelling there. So, yeah, it is the PSXE emulator. And it ran really good. It ran fabulous. I was happy with the playback. It was smooth, very responsive. Audio was on point. I had no issues with playing of PlayStation 1. PSP did not do so well. So PS1 would be your ceiling on that. But if you wanted to, you can actually install and play lower end games. Dreamcast played on this, Saturn played on this, NES, Super NES, Nintendo 64. In my video that I did for the Ultra, I actually showed Mario Kart. It played quite well on it. You're going to be able to play arcade games. So you've got 64 gigs of storage on here, so you can install plenty of stuff if you wanted to. Here it is. NFL Blitz tends to be a problem for some devices. I had no problem. It played flawlessly. Audio was fine, and I enjoyed kind of running some tests of NFL Blitz. One of the other features on this is time shift. So it's like a catch-up. So there's 121 channels that you can actually roll back a number of hours to watch an episode of something. So if you missed a show that was on 2 hours ago, you actually can roll back on certain channels. It's not going to be every channel, but any of the channels that have that little gold play button, you're able to do that. Nice little interface though. I'm simple. And so we're going to go ahead and give what my pros on this device are. Easy setup. You cannot get any easier with setup. If you're a new user, you saw how easy it was to set this up. Can't get any easier. Lifetime subscription. So they state that the live TV and VOD is lifetime. It will not run out. So it's a one-time pay. The RAM, you have 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage, so that's going to be more than any other of those other boxes that you get, more than the Shields and stuff like that, or even Fire boxes, anything like that. It's going to have more there. Voice search within LiveTV. Yes, you can go into the LiveTV app, hold down the voice, and it will do a search for whatever channel or subject that you're doing, so it does a good job. The catch-up playback, very good feature. Third-party stores as well as Google Play. You can't beat having the best of both worlds pre-installed. Now you could go and install other APKs on your own sideload, but this makes it easy for you. Parental controls, you can block certain channels if you don't want it. The number of shortcuts is very nice. I mean, 16 custom shortcuts between what's on the screen as well as on the remote. I thought the metal case was very cool. It's a very nice look sitting there on the coffee table. Bluetooth remote. Again, we don't have to be pointing it at the TV. You actually can be using it like a regular Bluetooth. So that is a very big plus over Android on some of those Chinese boxes. Emulation up to PS1 runs great. External antennas gives us a very good Wi-Fi connection. So that was very beneficial being able to get that. But so those are the pros that I found on this device. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the things that I found that were kind of like letdowns or some cons to this device. Again, price. This is not a cheap device. This is going to start at like $360. They do have a $50 coupon that if you use so you can get it $50 cheaper, but so that's $310 still. But the lifetime subscription that they state, it is true, it's a lifetime, but we never know if that service gets shut down. There's no way for you to know if it got shut down, the lifetime subscription would end. But there's people that have had it for years, the previous boxes, and they're still going along just fine, so it's kind of a risk that you're taking. Live TV is limited to North America and some UK channels. You're not going to get a lot of Asian channels. Downside is no H.265. I cannot play 4K on this through Kodi or through Emby or those type of thing. 4K is not available. Hopefully they make it where they can. Installing things you have to install through 32-bit, not 64-bit. You're limited on some of your Netflix, your official Netflix and stuff. So those were some downsides to the device. So the question is, does this box fit your needs? Is the price something that you can afford? Now, if you're saving on cable, you are going to be able to recoup your prices. Is the features the things that you're looking for on a device, the storage and stuff like that? The support, it has, they say you can reach through them through a QR code. I do have a $50 coupon that if you use my code, if you decide to get the box, you'll save 50 bucks. You can, that's on you if you want to get that box, but if you decide to get the box, you might as well save $50 by using that code. And so again, it's just looking at what your needs are. I tried showing a lot of the features that this box has. It has so many things that are really good things. The playback of LiveTV is fabulous. It loads the channels so quick. I was amazed how quick it loaded, as well as the EPG, the TV guide, worked on every channel that I checked. I mean, so that all worked great. I can't show it in the videos without getting copyright strikes, so that's why we're not showing it. But that was a very good thing. I thought that those pluses were really good. And to be honest, I really liked this box until I found that it didn't have 4K playback. Now, for some users, this may not matter because maybe you don't have a 4K TV. You're not going to install other third-party items. You're going to just use what's on this box. And if you're using what's on this box, you're never going to know that the 4K is not supported. Now, they may push a 4K update, and that would be wonderful. If they push an update and loads that 265 codec, and that'd be great. But for right now, it's not there. So we'll see if that gets added through an over-the-air update. But again, I hope this video made sense to you guys and you see some of the things that you're able to do with this box. And again, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the video, as well as if you have one of these devices. I'd love to talk to some people that actually have it and had it for a while to see long term what's their thoughts. So again, thank you guys for watching, and we'll talk to you all later.